Oh, well, boy, exactly what I expected on day two. I was really impressed with Charlotte yesterday, and I knew they would come back today and bring it again. And they're really good. Charlotte is here to stay in this league for a while. They're really talented. They're really well coached, and they're really young. So they're a team to be reckoned with moving forward. And it wasn't the type of match that I love. It turned into a slugfest, just an offensive slugfest on both sides. And I'd like to think we can control things defensively a little bit better. But at the end of the day, we were pretty doggone good too. And we're really excited to get the win.
Coach, this is Jared with the Daily News. Lauren Matthews, I know you said you weren't really pleased with her first set yesterday, but the second two, she was pivotal. Today she comes out extremely strong. Kills on 23 of her first 24 attacks. That's a .958 hitting percentage, and that was until late in the third set, which, the NCAA record is, I believe, .955. What does that say about her and kind of a career day for her and, career high 25 kills?
Well, I'm just going to echo something that I've said before. If people think Lauren Matthews is special just because she's a terrific athlete, they don't understand, because the kid is always craving getting better. And, she from the film yesterday, she and I sat down this morning and watched it with a critical eye and looked at it and said, here's things that I think we can do better. And Lauren has always, from the moment she got here, Lauren's always been coachable. She's always put her trust in me, and and goes out and tries to do exactly what, I think needs to be done. And we saw a couple things on film technique wise that we thought we could clean up, and she did it, and it was certainly impactful and maybe pivotal in this match.
Coach, this is Hunter Smith with WKU. Just going from yesterday's match to today, were there some areas that you did see your team kind of clean up in the second match?
Offensively, yes. It's funny. I mean, we're leading the nation in hitting percentage. Yesterday we hit, I think, 356 in the match. And when I watched the film last night, I looked at my wife and I said, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I think we can be a lot better offensively. And, that's a pretty snooty thing to say when you just hit 356, but today we hit 483. And, so I think the biggest jumps we made were from an offensive standpoint. We made some adjustments with Katie Isenbarger. We made some adjustments with Lauren Matthews. And I think those things were really huge. Katie Isenbarger had an equally monster match for us when Lauren was in the back row. And so we were better in those areas. Defensively, we came up short. It's unacceptable to me for teams to hit 277 against us. I'll start by saying a ton of credit goes to Charlotte, because, we're really critical about, are they earning points or are we giving away points? And there were many, many points that Charlotte just rose up and made plays on. But that's the area that I was least pleased with, was what we did on the defensive side.
Hey, Coach, this is Nick Keyser from the College Heights Herald. So before I ask this question, knock on wood that you guys get to go play this first road series. But so you guys have had 9 straight home matches. Just how does it feel to finally be able to go to Marshall next week and go play them?
But to be honest, we've been looking forward to a road trip. Our team, we like to be together. We like to be, I love to be together with them and not have to be their coach, the whole time. When you get out on a road trip and you can just spend time together and getting to know each other and, laughing and not having to be volleyball all the time. Those are special times, and they're important times in a culture of a program. And so, we know we have a challenge going into Marshall. Marshall split with this Charlotte team, at home a couple weeks ago. And we're looking forward to getting out together. We're looking forward to having another weekend where we can learn about ourselves and get exposed a little bit and see where we can be better.
Hey, Coach, this is Jared with the Daily News again. Paige finishes with another double-double. I believe that's her 5th of the year. But, going back, I believe it was before you guys were supposed to play Old Dominion. When you were talking about serving, you said she was working on that jump serve. I believe she had 4 aces, across the 2 matches this weekend. How do you see that kind of coming along for her?
Yeah, she's really progressing. She's turning into a point scorer. And, I think the most important part of that is from the service line last year. That's an area that she wasn't a point scorer for us. Paige does so many things. She scores points on the defensive side for us. She obviously scores offensively for us. She's become a better blocker, and great players are always looking for ways to impact the match even more. And she has gone from someone who was not much of a factor from the service line last year to a kid who's not only racking up some aces, but you see is really controlling the tempo of points from the service line and doing it and remaining pretty low error at the same time, which is something you want out of a jump server. So I'm really pleased with the growth. I think that's something that'll continue to get better. Sophia Serino didn't start her career jump serving either and grew through it. And I think you'll see Paige do a similar thing.
And, one last one, it's always important to, get conference wins, but coming away with sweeps and trying to separate yourself, from the rest of the division. Obviously, the Charlotte team is one that, like you said, is expected to compete for the title. How important was it for you to, not just perform well, but to come away with these wins to try to create some separation to set yourself up down the line?
Yeah, we talked going into this weekend that we felt like this was a weekend that might define the conference, regular season championship. And we have tremendous respect for Charlotte and knew that would be a big challenge for us. And I think our kids showed that. One of the things that's most unique about our team right now is, I talked about it again in the locker room today, is a lot of these matches, like when you see teams getting upset, it's matches like today. It's matches where you see the opponent putting a ton of heat on you. You see the opponent, you run away from them a little bit and they crawl back in games. And, a lot of teams in those situations get tight and, start making mistakes. And man, this team, dating all the way back to our 2019 season, this team never flinches. And, if had we lost that third set, I firmly believe we would have come out and locked in that fourth set and got going again. And that is such a remarkable trait of a team. And that has nothing to do with me as their coach. That has to do with them as kids in terms of their confidence in their preparation, their confidence in each other, and their competitiveness.
All right. Anything else for Coach?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
We have Laura Matthews here for her third straight availability. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Lauren, this is Jared McDonald with the Daily News again. Career high 25 kills for you tonight. You finished with an 828 hitting percentage, which is second best in program history, only to yourself. What was it about the match today that, led to all the success that you had?
Well, I just felt like not to necessarily prove to anyone, just for holding myself accountable for how I started yesterday. So I just needed to turn a new page and new game. So it just gave me motivation.
Coach said that you guys watched film with a critical eye, you and him, and saw some things that you could change, you could make adjustments on. What were some of those things from yesterday into today that kind of led to the success today?
Blocking wise, not fronting my hitter and changing my approach angle so I can open up my options and have just a different variety of options of places to hit. So.
Lauren, this is Nick Keyser from the College Heights Herald. I asked Coach Hudson about this. You guys are going to finally get on your first road trip this next weekend. So how do you feel about that going in to play Marshall?
Well, we are really excited. We've been waiting for a road trip. So we're just ready to get back in the gym and scout them and see what we need to work on.
It wasn't just you either. Obviously 25 kills and 828 hitting percentage is impressive, but as a team, you guys hit 483. As a whole group, I guess, what was the biggest difference from yesterday, and what does this say about what you guys can do, just hitting at this percentage day after day?
We just tweaked a few things. So Katie watched film, Nadia, our setter, watched film, I watched film. So we just changed up a few things and came out strong. High energy, played hard, all that.
Lauren, this is Hunter Smith at WBKO. Coach Hudson talked about, again, you guys are really efficient offensively, but defensively in this series, he felt like you guys still kind of need to step it up. What do you see from your team where you guys need to take another step forward against Marshall?
Well, Charlotte exposed us on a lot of things that we need to work on. So, and Charlotte is a great team. So, yeah, we just got to get in the gym and watch some more film and just break it down and see what else we need to fix to get ready for Marshall.
Lauren, like you just said, Charlotte's a great team, and like Travis has said, they're one that's a legitimate contender for the league title. How important was it, to come away with a sweep and try to create some separation from them in the league standings to try to put yourself in an even better position, heading down the line and looking ahead to the conference tournament?
Can you repeat the question?
I guess just like trying to put yourself in the best position possible, for when the conference tournament does come around. How important was it to get a sweep this weekend against a Charlotte team expected to compete in your division?
Well, it was important for us because it showed us what we need to work on, and so that they're going to be one of our competitions to get into the conference tournament and the championship. So, yeah.
Anything else for Lauren? Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
All right, we've got Katie Isenbarger here. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Katie, this is Jared with the Daily News. You guys offensively hit 483 in the match, have 50 kills. Looking back from yesterday to today, what do you think the biggest thing was that led to the level of offensive efficiency that you guys had today?
I think it was all kind of on an individual basis. We all had certain things that we needed to adjust, and we really executed those things well. I know, like, me and Nadia sat down, Lauren and Nadia sat down, KJ, all of us kind of had something in mind and that we needed to fix, and I think we executed really well.
Lauren had a very good match, 25 kills, which is a career high for her, and she's hitting 828. Up until it was 21-14 in the third set, she was hitting 958, which would have been an NCAA record. When you see her performing like she is, what's going through your mind? Is it just get out of the way and let her swing?
I mean, do you mean from like when we're practicing, or what do you mean?
Like when you're watching her have all that success in a match, like what's going through your mind?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's always how our program has been running. Like, yesterday I didn't have, the best match in my opinion, but we were like throwing it to the outsides, and it's not about, it's not about me. It's about where can we go? Who's the teammate we can go to that's having the most success? And I think that makes our team really special because we just want our teammates to have, and our team, like, cohesively to have as much success as possible. So I don't think anyone's going to be mad, especially the outsides. They're like, hey, keep throwing it to Lauren. Like, it's working,
Hey, Katie, this is Nate Keyser from the College Heights Herald. Charlotte was a tougher opponent for you guys this season so far, but this series as a whole, just how crucial was it to kind of have this tough team early heading into Marshall this weekend?
I think it was like super crucial. Charlotte is a great team, and like I said earlier in media a couple of days ago, we are just so excited to play them, so excited for that challenge because we knew that they were going to expose us, and they did. And we have lots of things. Like, I'm so excited to get into film this week and see what improvements I need to make. And so I think it was super important, especially because we're going to most likely see them again in the conference tournament. So it was really important.
Hey, Katie, this is Hunter Smith with WBKO. Hudson said that y'all's team, you always seem to play really loose. You never really tighten up. What do you think has kind of been the reason why you guys have been able to play so loose?
I think we're a veteran team, so that definitely helps. I think we have just great, like, team chemistry in general. I don't know. I just think because we are a veteran team, we've been in a lot of big matches. I think that really helps us with, staying calm, remaining calm, and not getting frantic.